Okay, so let's move on to the next thing here, which is my Bel-Air reaction. So I have not watched Bel-Air until recently. Like it wasn't until the day before, like last night, night before, I finally caught up to episode 5. I binged through the whole season and I watched the whole thing. Let me tell you, right off the top, I like it. I like it, and I am really having a good time with it. Um, I like how, for the most part, the essence of the original show is still preserved in this one, right? But not only that, I love the modern, most of them. I ain't gonna say all of them. I like the modern twists that they're putting on a lot of the characters, right? And I also like the different direction that the story is going in relation to the characters. So, for example, and by the way, I'm gonna go into spoilers with this. So, spoiler alert: if you have not watched Bel-Air, please go catch up. Because as of, if not, I want to say next week, I will be doing reaction videos for every episode. So, I don't know if I'll do a reaction during the next Friday live, or if I have time, don't hold me to it. If I have time, I might go back to doing breakdowns. So not the lives, but just full breakdowns, Lovecraft Country style. I might go back and into doing that. So if NBC plays nice with me and gives me them screeners so I have time to prep them, and I don't have to wait so long, I'll try and get those done for you guys too. But anyway, that's your spoiler alert. Here we go. So yes, I like how, for example, when it comes to Will's character, I like how now he actually has a choice on whether to go back to Philly or not, as we just saw in the latest episode. I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was because in the original show, it was like he could almost never go back because that gang or whoever, they just were always going to be there. So he never had a choice. He never had to decide to actually stay like that. Um, so I really like that direction. There were a couple characters I did want to talk about, and then I'll definitely jump into y'all comments too.
Claire.
Wait. Where is? Okay, let's just talk about this. My man, Jabari Banks. I think he's a really good Will Smith. I think he is doing it really well. I really thought that he was able to handle the comedic and a lot of the dramatic stuff when it comes to Will's character. And not to mention, here's something else. I also really appreciate the fact that he is, and the show for that matter, is holding true to a real authentic Philadelphia vibe, even to the dialect, even to the vernacular. The fact that they talking about bulls and johns and all that stuff, and they wearing the Philly gear. I love that because I don't think I got enough of that in the Fresh Prince story. I mean, yeah, Will was always down for Philly, no doubt. But in this, Philly is in his blood. Philly is in how he talks. Philly is in everything. So I really appreciate that he's able to like communicate that in a more authentic way. Now, I will say, I think it was the first episode when Jabari was actually having a conversation with Uncle Phil or whatever. The one, and I got like minor knocks, minor issues here and there. The one thing I thought they did a little too quick was when he was crying in front of Uncle Phil, and he was like, "Man, I've been doing this with no daddy, and I'm gonna keep doing this." And I was like, "That's too early." You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was a little too early to pull out the, Will's trauma with his father, with his absentee father. I thought it was too early to pull that card so soon and then bring in the waterworks. Because when you think about the original Fresh Prince, and I'm a super fan of the show because I watch like damn near every episode. The reason why that moment, that
How come you don't want me, man?
the reason why that moment was so powerful was because we had not seen Will break down like that. They built it up. It took like 7, 8 seasons to get to that point. I mean, yeah, we might have had little things here and there, but like Will would always play it off with the comedy. And the thing is that comedy is such a beautiful setup when you're talking about storytelling. There's no better setup for comedy than what I like to call the crying clown effect. When you have comedians, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, Will Smith, whatever, when you have these people that are funny, break that mold and go into something dramatic and get sad and depressed and go into that drama, it hurts, it hits, you feel it. I think that transition is something that really resonates. So to me, the fact that they didn't take their time, that should have been something like I'd say season 2, talk about Will not having a dad or whatever, or have him play it off. Like, yeah, man, I don't need my dad, whatever, and just change the subject, right? Show that that's psychologically bothering him, but at the same time, he's not willing to deal with it. I think it just would have been executed more. So they released the waterworks a little too early, in my opinion, just for that scene. But other than that, really enjoy his character, really enjoy what he's bringing to the table, as well. Let's see, who else can we talk about? Did I get everybody? Let me see if I got all the. Okay, you know what? I'll do. I'll go to her. Let's go over to Hillary. I like Hillary. I really like this new version of Hillary. Um, because the one thing I love about them and this rendition is that she's not an airhead. Now she is a social media, a socialite. She's an influencer. I like that, but she's smart. Like she's it's not street smart, but she's social media savvy. That's another level of street smart. And I love that because even though her mom might not appreciate it, she will once you see them checks. When you start seeing them checks, you gonna see, be like, social media ain't that bad. But I like the fact that her interaction with her mom is something that even I have to say I was going back and forth with, in terms of I don't really know who I'm supporting here, because one minute I'm on Aunt Viv's side, next minute I'm like, oh, but Hillary got a point. Like, for example, when Aunt Viv set up that meeting for her to, what was that, with the big um hot show, whatever that is, the big food influencers or whatever. And Hillary was like, man, I don't want to compromise myself. Like, they over here talking about my food too spicy and this, like, and you know what? At first, I was sitting here thinking, like, man, that is kind of bogus that your mom went through all this to help you do something that you said you wanted. But at the same time, when Hillary came back and was like, yo, I'm gonna stand up for what I believe in, and this is where I'm at, I'm like, yo, you cannot get mad at that. You cannot be mad at the fact that, especially as a parent, I am never gonna be mad about my child having a sense of pride in themselves, and standing up for what they believe in. Even if I disagree, I might disagree with it, but I'll respect it. So I definitely love the fact that they got Hillary out here not being, the ditzy, airhead or whatever. But she, and here's the thing, she's not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, she still needs to go get a job. She still needs to go live on her own. I don't know how old she is in this, but you can't be living in your parents' house forever. Like, you should go out and do your own. It's not like your family ain't got the resources to help you. Like, if anything, go out, do something. If you fail, you got a nice cushion. But anyway, definitely loved Hillary's portrayal in this. I thought she's definitely a highlight for me. Actually, since we were talking about her, let's talk about Aunt Viv. You know, I like Aunt Viv, how she's written. Let me say that. I like how she's written. I like the fact that, the way she is portrayed, is still that strong, confident black woman. I like that. I like how they replaced old Aunt Viv's passion was actually ballet and dancing. So they replaced it with art, doing actual art pieces. So I thought that was great. I like that transition. And again, keeping with um her desires and her passions, and I like her current storyline, just rediscovering herself. And and the thing is, I also appreciate how in her rediscovery of her passion of art and bringing it back, I like how they didn't demonize Uncle Phil in the process, because a lot of times you'll see this trope where the wife marries the successful guy and she loses her identity because she sacrificed all of it for the husband, right? And the husband doesn't appreciate it, etc. I like, and this is smart, I like the fact that they said, hold on, wait a minute. Before Aunt Viv was the big star, she was the big main artist at first. And Uncle Phil was lucky to have her. And during that time, Uncle Phil played the role. He understood, like, I said some dumb stuff. Aunt Viv told me to shut up. Let me shut up. Because I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't want to ruin her shine. That, I'm telling you, is so critical to see, especially in a Black marriage. I love it, because that's kind of what marriage is. When they say marriage is work, it is a give and take. It's a push and pull. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell y'all how much, it is. I'm like forever grateful to Mrs. E Man for everything she does for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm out doing, different screeners, or if I'm traveling or whatever, like, she's holding down the fort. You know what I'm saying? So like, and in return, if I can do things like, okay, babe, hey, you know what? Go hang out at that hotel on a staycation, and here goes spa treatment. Like, you do your thing, because she a teacher, and hard teachers work hard, so I'm like, yo, like, it's always got to be a give and take. So I love the fact that they don't make either one of the spouses, like, better than the other, or problematic or whatever. I like that dynamic that's going on. Now, if I gotta be honest, and I like her, but she's not giving me the same vibe, the same vibe in her performance. This is the critic in me talking. I still enjoy her. I still like her as an actress, but she's not giving me the same energy that old Aunt Viv did. Both of the old Aunt Vivs. Because what I'm thinking about is when she went to the principal's office when Will got suspended, and she was like treating him and everything. Here's the thing. When old Aunt Viv would treat somebody, I felt like I got a whooping through the screen. And she ain't even do nothing. She would just be like, nah, you ain't gonna do this. Pow. Like, you, if anybody has been treated by a strong Black woman, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm not getting that energy from this current Aunt Viv. It's in the script. It's in the script. She's saying the words. She's acting it out. I'm just not getting the same energy. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But, and of course, maybe y'all feel differently. But I'm just saying right now, I'm not feeling the same, you know, the same vibe with this Aunt Viv that I was getting from the other ones. I don't know. Maybe she's a little too passive. I don't think she's as strong with it, and she could build up. It could build up later, maybe, but that's just my quick take on her. Who else we got? Well, we talked about him too. So Uncle Phil. I like this Uncle Phil. My man Yamakra, Yamakra. I love that, the Black Greek side. That's shout out to them. That was really dope to kind of, highlight that element. I also love how we're getting more of his political side, right? Because even the other Uncle Phil, yes, he was a judge. Yes, he was able to pull strings and do things, and he would flex a couple times and do his thing. Shout out to James Avery, rest in peace. But This Uncle Phil, I like how he's taking a more political approach, and it's funny to me, and I like how they're going at this, where he has to deal with the classism issue, right? When he went on his interview with Big Boy, and he has to, people ask him like, "How much money you got? Like, what you sitting on?" And stuff like that. So I thought that was actually an interesting thing because and especially when he went back to his fraternity, the get together, it's something interesting to talk about, especially in Black culture, in the Black community, where when you get out the hood, what do you do? When you make it, what do you do? When you're rich and successful, what do you do? Do you go back to the hood? Do you help the people? Do you lose yourself? Do you lose your Blackness because you have to assimilate in the rest of the world? And let's be honest, when it comes to rich people and affluent people, it's predominantly white culture. Okay. So this is where people are always like double checking his Black card. That's why people are like, man, what you mean? And that's why he had to be like, what are you talking? I'm a hip hop head. I still listen to hip hop. I still do this. I still look out for the brothers. I still do. Now, because he moved away, he obviously lost some connection with people, even within his own fraternity. But I like the fact that, and this is again another beauty of all this, Black culture, especially, I love how we like will check each other, but then bring each other back in. You know what I'm saying? We'll hold each other accountable, but then we'll be like, all right, man, like you get it now, you back, Yama crawl, come on back home. So like his whole tension with the pastor, the reverend, I love that because I thought that was a really good representation of when classism meets racial issues. And that was just a really good, humbling experience for him too, for Uncle Phil. So I thought that was really cool. Now of course he's gonna be dealing with some more stuff coming up real soon. But y'all, ain't no way he gonna be able to handle anything without my man Jeffrey. Come on now, listen. Now I know they called him Idris Elba in the first episode, and I'm mad because that was actually spot on. I know he tried to say, "Oh, how original, bruh." You got the Jamaican and the London going on at the same time. Wagwan, okay, but my man does sound like Idris Elba. I'm just saying. By the way, he would be a fantastic recast T'Challa candidate. Just saying, my man, look at he just looks like Black excellence. And maybe it's the beard, maybe it's the melanin content. I don't know, but my man is a goon. My man is on point. Okay, I just wanted to say I'm down with Jeffrey. When they say he is a G, they are not playing because my man is literally an OG from the G of the G's. Okay. When my man said, "Hey, Will, it's all right. I'll take care of it," I was like, and then Rashad just came up missing. Have y'all noticed? Jeffrey don't clean, cook, or do a damn thing in the house, but he know how to clean up. He'll clean your situation. He's basically a male of Olivia Pope. Like, I mean, my man is. Listen, I love his character. I love his character. I love how he interacts with people. I love how he even interacts with the kids and stuff. Beautifully written, great acting. I want more. I actually want more. I want more because Jeffrey was always one of my favorite characters in the original. Now I'm thinking of like my favorite moments. My favorite moment from the old show with Jeffrey, of course, was always his interactions with Uncle Phil. So we're not getting that because they boys here. But my favorite interaction was when Will tricked Jeffrey thinking that he won the lottery, and he was just like, "I quit, I quit, I quit, I quit." I would, I love that scene. I love that scene. That to me was ultimate Jeffrey. But look, I am so looking forward to more of Jeffrey. My man is on point. Cannot wait. Definitely appreciate him all day. But as I mentioned, like with the kids, so we also have our version of Little Judy from Family Matters with Ashley. So Ashley, she hasn't really had that much screen time, right? And this is the most that we've gotten from her so far is she's sneaking out and she's trying to hang out with some friends. And at this point, and I think they've made it pretty obvious at this point that she's trying to discover her sexuality and stuff, right? Okay. Now I know I've seen some of the chatter online. I've seen some people, being like, "Oh, the agenda. Here comes the agenda." You know, I get it. I understand. But on the flip side, I also understand that this is something that, is a reality for some folks too. It's a reality for some, kids and stuff like that. Now, if I have to give my personal take on this, which it is my channel, so I'm going to do that. My issue with especially this scene, right? I don't have a problem with Ashley talking to Hillary, about her sexuality, about potentially liking girls and maybe liking boys. And I don't have a problem with that because, some people would say that, like, yo, this isn't cool. Kids don't need to be seeing this. First of all, this TV show is TVMA. Yo, kids shouldn't be watching this at all. Like, now, hey, let me take that back. Let me not tell parents what they's doing. I'm just saying it's not recommended. It's not recommended for young children and young viewers to watch. If you got a 12-year-old watching this, that's your creative decision as a parent. I personally am not, but it is rated TVMA. But my issue with this is that I felt like, especially with this scene, it came off way too PSA, way too after school special, way too scripted. Okay. It did not come off as an authentic conversation between two people having this conversation. I mean, the mere fact that they had Ashley talking to the social media influencer that was like a sex educator and stuff like that, and then following up with her, and it was just kind of like, it just didn't feel real. It didn't feel real. So my issue is not necessarily the subject matter. It is more so the execution of it. It felt forced in. It felt like, because we want to talk about this topic, because we want to educate people, we're just going to force this moment in rather than letting it play out gracefully or having more authentic conversations. In my opinion, average people don't talk like that. And that's something, again, it's a critique on the writing more so than anything. Now, if I know, because some people gonna ask me, like, well, what do you think about, Ashley, going through this stuff, the sexuality and stuff? Personally, again, this is not directed at kids, so I don't have an issue with this in adult setting with this series or whatever. I'm probably more conservative in the fact that I don't really like sexuality in any case for kids at all. Like, I don't even really like the whole princess and the prince kissing, and Cinderella and all this stuff. Like, I personally don't like that. So I don't care if it's straight, if it's LGBTQ, whatever. I don't really care for my kids to see stuff like that because I don't need them thinking. I don't need my 5-year-old thinking, where my boyfriend at. For me, that ain't cute. For me, I'm not knocking nobody that want to be open with it, but I'm like, yo, where Peppa Pig at? Like, where Bluey at? Where Blue's Clues at? Like that. Focus on that. Be a kid. I don't need you worrying about no boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Like, get out of here. Got some prince come out and what you now you want a prince to come through your window and kiss you without consent? Oh no, not on my watch. I will cat Prince Charming come through my house. What? Don't make me break out Lucille. No, we ain't with it. We ain't with it. Shoot, Frog in the Print. We gonna have some frog legs tonight. Yeah, okay. Come and try it. Shoot. Anyway, um, so anyway, that was my issue with it. Got me all riled up. So yes, but other than that, actress is good. I like her too. Of course, y'all know I'm saving the best one for last. Um, this let me just talk about this right here, Trey. Now, for one, I have to admit, I did not, um, I did not remember Trey was actually the same character that Don Cheadle played. Do y'all remember him? I mean, I remember Don Cheadle in Fresh Prince, but I didn't remember that he was actually Trey. So now I'm sitting here like, yo, this is actually dope that they got Trey in there like that. So that's actually kind of cool. But you know, I have to say, even this part, Trey was acting a little, I can't say the word, but I'll just say that his reaction was a little soft, in my opinion. Um, it wasn't, damn, I ain't gonna use the word, but I just thought he came a little soft, like, man, you were gonna come back to Philly, man. How come you ain't gonna come back to Philly? I'm like, bro, like, hold on, wait a minute now. Like, why you getting all in your feels over this? You know, I mean, y'all are like grown. And first of all, did you not see the seats? Did you not see the opportunity? They flow. Bro, you got flown out. You got flown out. You know, like, oh, okay. I'll let y'all say it. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. But you know, I'm just like, bro, are you really hating that damn hard? Like, your boy came up. He came up and he's willing to share with you. He flew you out. He was talking about, yo, let's do some more. He took you to go see your favorite rapper. But now you mad because he's not going to change and give this all up for you? And because you're uncomfortable leaving West Philly? If West Philly is all you got and what you want, cool. But that don't mean he got to give it up. So what? Let's just say he won the lottery. Let's say Will Smith won the lottery. What? He's supposed to give up the money and everything just so he can move back with you? Like, what are you saying? Nah. So for me, again, I don't know. Maybe this is a writing thing or whatever, because you know it was foreshadowed pretty easily, you know, that like he was gonna blow up. But I just for me, I didn't like how simple they made him, you know, because they made him like a real hater, and it sucks because you know that's just something else that Will is gonna have to deal with. But it is what it is. Anyway, before I get to the main one, because y'all know I'm saving him for last. I forget I didn't get an image of him up here, but I gotta say, I really like what they did with Jazz. Jazz, first of all, they made my man an Uber driver. I love it. Straight up hustling. They made my man come out and own a record store. You know, shout out Jazzy. You know, DJ Jazzy Jeff. I love it. I love it. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Like with preserving that energy. You know, hey, and don't worry, I am gonna go back and go to all the comments later. I'm doing this right now just so we get the reaction, and then I'm gonna go back. Don't y'all worry. But I like the actor that they have for Jazz. I like the fact, even though, and correct me if I'm wrong, don't he look like a young Jason Weaver? Y'all remember Jason Weaver? You know, the smart guy. Remember him? He looks like him to me. But I definitely love the fact that they got him in there. My man was smooth with Hillary too. I like how Hillary ain't have to play him. I liked it. I liked it. You know, so that was definitely something. I really appreciated that, and you know the fact that you know they kind of are making Will and Jazz like become best friends. Like, yo, Trey gotta go. Like straight up, Trey can kick rocks. Go on back to West Philly. Jazz can step up and take over. And I think that'll be more than enough. But I definitely love what they are doing with him right now. Look at this. He don't look like Jason Weaver. He don't look like Jason Weaver. Y'all forget what Jason Weaver looked like? Come on now. Come on now. That's Jason Weaver to me. I'm just saying that's a young Jason Weaver. I don't know if I got him and where is he at? I don't know. Just Google Jason Weaver in sunglasses. You'll see him. You'll see him. Anyway. But of course, look, last but not least, this ninja. They are doing a number with this brother. And let me say, shout out to this actor because he got on my last nerve every time. You know how he always come in and he gotta have his head up like, what's going on, Will? Yeah. So you gonna pull out a gun on me, Will? What are you gonna do, Will? Like, bro, if you don't get your coked out looking so. Listen, I'm so sick of this man. Sick, I tell you. Sick. Ooh, I can't take him. I can't take him. And then, when they didn't waste no time. They opened it up with what's that boy's name? Connor? Was it Connor? Chris? Drake? I don't know what his name was. Whatever it was. Out here saying the N-word and everything. Man, and you saw him doing the Bobby Smurder just he didn't even care. He ain't even care. Just gonna let little Connor boy just talk like that. Man, you better get that little Malfoy out of here. Man, listen. And so, okay. But here's my thing with this. My issue with this. I don't have a problem with the show making Carlton have these confrontations with Will. The issue that I have, because if you recall back in the original show, Carlton and Will had beef, but they weren't like fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like they're still family. They had beef in terms of I think it was a lot more civil, like Will would talk about and insinuate how Carlton was a sellout, but he never really called him a sellout. He never would really go into that, but he would poke fun at him, right? And I remember, if y'all remember that episode when Carlton was pledging, and they wouldn't let him in because he wasn't the right type of brother. That is when that really started to come out, right? But that didn't come from Will. If anything, Will came and like supported him after Carlton, stepped up and, for himself. So for me, I'm just kind of like, I feel like they've changed the dynamic between Will and Carlton to probably not the best effect. I think long term, obviously, because they have all these issues or whatever, they will grow to have more mutual respect and they will eventually love each other in a much more positive way. But right now, I feel like they're making him too much of the antagonist a little bit too excessively. And I mean, even the whole drug thing, yeah, it's cool that they're giving him the whole anxiety, situation. That's real. People do deal with that. But I mean, first of all, Carlton did drugs like on one episode, and it was on accident, like he took the wrong pills or whatever. I mean, he was not like a cokehead. He wasn't like some drug addict like that, in the show. So they kind of really pulling that string. They're really pulling it, so I don't know. I just think that they kind of go a little out the way to make him so angry. I mean, think about it like this. Like, why is Carlton mad that Uncle Phil pulled some strings to help Will? And even the whole excuse, like, well, dad, you taught me to be like this, and this is what, I'm supposed, stand up, and my word means something. Yeah, okay. But in the real world, people do things. People make mistakes. People get over it. That's real. You got your whole little white friend out there doing a whole lot. You ain't so clean yourself. Almost got Will expelled and all that. you know so not to mention he embarrassed Will in front of the whole school and all that stuff. So for me, I'm just kind of like, I just want them to kind of like tone it down a little bit with trying to make Carlton so antagonistic. I'm not saying they should never have conflict. I'm not saying that they never should bump heads, but they're making it to the point where like you just want Will to beat him up every single time. Like every time Carlton opens his mouth, you want somebody to punch him. And the thing is that, and I'm not even saying Carlton's got to be the butt of every joke, but at the same time, it's kind of like you want him to carve another lane, because I think there's value in seeing things through Carlton's perspective, right? Like he grew up with this mentality, and there are certain things that he sees that have value that can help Will. And Will has certain things based on how he grew up that can help Carlton. So I hope they kind of tap back into that, and where they can, get away from like all the real negativity, because this is like heavy negative stuff. I mean, you out here fighting with your family like this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand family can be annoying, but like you throwing fists, you pushing people in pools, and like you doing the most. So I don't know. I personally think that they could tone it down a little bit, and kind of get him a little bit more, just push him a little bit more towards something a little bit more dynamic. Because right now I feel like he's just one note. I feel like all he's doing is just let me just be mad, angry, jealous of Will, and that's it. I want to see a little more complexity from him. And look, this is only 5 episodes deep. It's only 5 episodes, so there's clearly plenty of room for this growth to happen. But we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, that's my take. That's my reaction. Sorry this took a little while because this was 5 episodes worth. That's my take on on the characters and everything. I don't think I left anybody out. I hope not. But I am totally enjoying the show so far. I am definitely I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with this. I do like the fact that they are making this more of a drama. I don't think it needs to be a comedy, in the same sense, because again, as long as they keep the heart and the essence of this whole thing, I think it matters to keeping this together. Oh, I almost forgot. What is up with Will's mama? Like Will's mama, when she was talking to Aunt Viv, and she was like, because like Viv was like, hey, there are all these opportunities for Will out here. I'm thinking like, yo, what do you think? Like, can he stay and all this? And she's like, that's my son, and I'm gonna raise my kid. Why are you trying to take my kid? And it's like, what? Like, I don't know. I thought Mama Smith was tripping for a little bit. I'm like, why wouldn't you want your kid to have more opportunities, more exposure, more resources at their finger? Like, nobody's taking your kid away. I don't know. I thought that was a reach. Anyway, appreciate that. Thank y'all so much for indulging me on that. I thought that, like I said, this is a very, very good show so far. I am definitely looking forward to the next couple episodes, and we will absolutely cover more every week. That'll definitely be what we do until Moon Knight drops. So that'll be our new show for sure. I'm not gonna give this a rating right now because I think we could wait until the season's over, or we'll just do the other episodes. But that's okay. I'll do so. I mean, so far, I got this around like an 8.5. Like I'm really having a good time with this. So I got this at around like an 8.5 out of 10. Up to I guess this is the midway point because it only goes up to 10 episodes, I believe. So halfway through, I'm at an 8.5. Let me know how you feeling about it. Feel free to drop that and any other comments that you have. Shout out to the replay gang. Let me know what you think about the first 5 episodes of Bel-Air. I keep calling it Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And Let me know what you think. All right.
Relieves cramps, bloating, and irritability.
Let's see. My man Didier, thank you so much. I like how they made Jeffrey like Alfred. Yeah, except he don't cook, clean, or do nothing. Like he don't do nothing. Like he's just every time we see Jeffrey, he's chilling. He's a house manager. He's chilling. He pay who needs to get paid. He picks up who he needs to pick up. I love it. I like at this point, I love his character. Thank you so much. Lau. I like Bel Air. I'm happy about good black shows. Facts. I am too. I think the representation is so vital, so important. I mean, even if they're dealing with serious issues, I think that they're doing a lot of it very responsibly, and in a way that we can be proud of. So I really enjoy it for sure. Thank you so much for that. Lyle again, new Jeffrey is my fave. Change to the characters. Facts. I'm with it. Although I still miss the back and forth jabs, the fat jokes.
Jeffrey, go fetch my tools. You mean your knife and fork?
I miss that, but I'm not mad at this version either. This version is smooth. My man has got it. He's got it. Facts on facts. Buzz, DJ, Jazzy Jeff grew up in Philly, not LA. Oh, right. Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right. Because they both were in Philly. But they're changing that. It's not like the worst thing, but I get it. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Let's see. Just my opinion. Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Recast T'Challa. Say T'Challa. And please recast Iron Fist. Black Panther rules. Bel Air rules. I love this show. Haven't been this entertained in a while. Man, they setting us up for an epic Joffrey 007 agent ninja assassin scene. Listen, bro, I am with you 110%. I can't listen. If they give Jeffrey one fight scene and he just murks them people, like he wins the show. He's gonna just win. Like he just makes phone calls to people and that's it. Like I don't even know if he is gonna fight. Like he might not have to. Oh my gosh. Yes. And y'all know the drill. Y'all make sure y'all go follow my man. He's actually got breakdowns on the episodes. So if you are interested, please go ahead, check him out. He's doing his lives as well, doing breakdowns on Bel Air. I'm trying to play catch up with you, bro. So yes, we are 100% on there for sure, man. Thank you so much for that support. Appreciate you all day. Let's see. Buzz, Jeffrey is the man. Yes, he is. Yes, he's the G. Jeffrey is the G. Let's see. Kano, thank you so much for this contribution. I love that we got Uncle Phil, and they didn't feel the need to make Aunt Viv a single mom and give another talented black actor the opportunity. Recast T'Challa. This show is better than I ever thought. For real. Yeah, and you know what? It's interesting because they could have gone that route, right? Like with James Avery passing away, they could have been like, oh yeah, it's just all on Aunt Viv, and but I think that there is value, and by the way, shout out to all the single parents out there, single moms, single parents, all of y'all. Because we're a two-parent household and it's hard. I couldn't imagine doing this by myself. What? No, thank you. So yeah, they single parents are like one of the hardest working people in the world. But I do think that there's a lot of value, especially when it comes to the black culture and black community, to see strong black relationships on screen. Because while being a single parent is, I'm sure it's tough, and I respect that. I don't think people strive for that. I don't think that that's a goal. I don't think the average person says, let me just go have a kid and take care of them by myself. Like that's hard. I can't. I mean, if y'all have kids, y'all know it's hard, and you got to work and stuff too. So I like the idea that like you want to put these fictional characters as goals. Like just in turn and make them positive at that. So Kano, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that contribution all day. Buzz, my man, Jeffrey is the flexing cleaner. I know he don't clean though. He don't clean, but he does clean up situations. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you for that. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go back and read. I'm gonna go read all y'all comments on the replay. because I got the live comment chat thing featured on. So I'm gonna read a lot of what y'all said earlier because I see y'all going in. I love it. My man Jason, E-Man, the only trustworthy show. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Thank you. David, thank you so much. What you think about having white people use the N-word? Black person asking. I love that the scene showed what the scene showed, but really don't like white people using it on screen or not. So here's my thing. I think that, okay, y'all asking the complicated questions now. So let me say that the N word, whatever version, ER, A, whatever, I don't think that that's a word white people would even want or should want to use. Like, just a word that has an ugly history. And even if black people are using it in a positive sense, why would you even want to use it? Like, and I mean, I have a lot of white friends, and my white friends, they usually will not use it because for them, they're like, I just don't want to. It don't feel right. So for me, I usually ask, like, why would you want to use the word? It's not a word that you can. It's a loaded word. It's a word that comes with so much baggage. Now the one little caveat, I guess, and for any white viewers that are watching, the one caveat I would say is like, if you have a black friend or if you're in a black community and someone gives you a pass. So in this case with Connor, Carlton clearly has given him a pass, right? That pass it's not for unlimited use. And what do I mean by that? It's not an all access VIP pass to use the word. If Carlton is comfortable with Connor using that word around him, go for it. If that's you within that one little private thing, fine. If you have a little circle of black friends and they let you say that, you're the white person, they let you say it. Okay. But you have to understand that once you leave that little circle, once you walk away from Carlton, it ain't good no more. Your pass already expired. Okay. You're going to need it's not a passport where you can just travel anywhere and use that word. It don't work like that. And here's the other thing, because I understand people are going to be like, well, black people use it, the rappers use it. What's with this double standard? Let me explain to you why the double standard is actually fair. Because in society, there are multiple double standards. And because there are other double standards that other people can't engage in, that's what makes it fair. My wife or other, female friends can call each other the B word all they want. It doesn't matter. Even if they say I can use that word, I'm not going to use that word in reference to women because it's disrespectful. And other women might find it disrespectful. Is it fair that I can't use this word? Yes, it is fair because that's the way double standards work. So if women want to use that word amongst them, that's their business. Let them do that. If black people want to use this word, the N word, amongst each other, and by the way, all black people don't even like the word. Okay. Like all black people don't. So, for example, I will use the word, but only in certain spaces where I know people are comfortable with it. But when I'm around other black people I don't know, I don't use the word. Hence why I call Carlton a ninja, because I don't want to be offensive to other black people, even who don't care for the word. That's just courtesy. That's just, basic respect. But like, let me give a more common basic example of this double standard, just so that people don't think that it's only women and only black people. You can call your siblings, your family members, your mama, whatever you want. Y'all know some of them people out there calling they mama outside their name, or, oh man, I can't stand that witch. Yeah. Well, what if I came in and said, like, yeah, that witch is dirty? You're gonna be like, wait, man, that's my mama. You can't talk about my mama. I can talk about my mama. You can't talk about my mom. That's a double standard, right? So that's why I'm saying we all do that. If you could talk about your family, but other people can't, then you should understand that, like, let that word be, let it be. So what if you listen to it? Yo, if you want to mumble whatever you want to mumble in your head, fine. You want to listen to your music, fine, whatever. Just understand that even though you're free to use it, you're not free from the consequences of other people's opinion and or reaction to it. All right, there you go. I gave you my little take on that. I ain't even. There you go. Hope that made sense. Hope that made sense. Buzz, back at it. Do you think Jazz is going to smash Hillary? Okay. I don't think listen, I think they're going to date. I think that they are going to have a nice, healthy relationship, and he's going to take her out for a nice seafood dinner. That's what I think. That's where I think is going to happen with Jazz and Hillary. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see Hillary be courted. I would like to see her, not be. I would like to see her be swept off her feet, by the fact that, like, he's coming from like a different perspective. He's not in social media. He's not rich. He's a lot more grounded. I'd like to see how they complement one another. What I don't want to see, Jazz better not go doing any bungee jumping. Don't do it. Jazz better not do any bungee jumping. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. He better not. I don't want to see that. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.